got my Shakespeare Mac 2 XT, 12 foot commercial waggler rod. Same with the reel. I think that's £6 line actually. I've got one BB, 2 AA and a swan shot. All bulked down. I want this BB tripping the bottom so it's dragging on the bottom. And that's just running up to a Drennan loafer 2.5 swan. 3 rubbers on there. A long rubber on the bottom coming over. Let's get plumbed up. Just got to watch that netting over there and up there.
I'm very surprised how deep this section is. It's a good 10 foot deep, and ideally I'd like to be hugging those trees on the far side. It's a nice steady glide, but there's no way around on the other side to get to there. But yeah, that's where I'd like to be. I know the Chub will be.
So we've got a bit more depth on that. It's just running through them quite nicely. It's not catching.
This Chub will be under those trees.
Just going to keep that line behind the float like that.
And another day, when I was thinking about it, I'll come back here and just scale everything down. Finer lines, smaller hook, lighter float. Enough to get me over there. It's the cast that's really tricky. There's some wire netting hanging down from underneath the bridge. And the bushes behind you and at the side. Getting the castings very tricky.
That's just slowing up a little bit over there. So it's a lot deeper in this bit here. It looks like it's shallowing up a bit.
I think 2 AA stick float, 5 or 6 BB stick float with £3 main line, £2.8 hook link and a size 16 or 14 hook, and using maggots a little bit of corn will be perfect. Just to scale everything down, just try and catch everything what's in the river would be a better approach. Yeah, especially in the middle of the day when it's bright and sunny and the water's low and clear. I just think you've got to fish for everything and just hope that something decent comes along, and just try and build a peg up with a little bit of hemp and some casters and maggots, and just have a little bit of fun and catch whatever's out there. And if something big comes along, great. And it just gives you an idea what's in and around the peg and in that stretch more than anything else. It's I think my approach here is a bit gung-ho, and yeah, it's not quite suited to the conditions.
The fish rows just over there. Going to add an inch or two. It's just a shame about that netting over there, otherwise I'll be able to get a good cast in. Might be able to go from this side, I don't know. Okay. Well, I've got the length, then I need to get the line, haven't I? Maybe not quite so hard. I'm just leaving this bit and pinching it around the shank. I'm going to try an underarm. I hold the bottom sharp and bend the rod tip and sort of pendulum cast it. I'll have a couple of trots through here. I really need to get the far side. That's better. Just put another number 1 on and move the bolt down, put a number 1 shot on. Looking at that, I might just keep adding shot, just so the orange tip's just showing. He knows. Thought I saw a little bob there.
Just going to try a little piece of spicy meat paste, my homemade spicy nduja paste. If you want to see it, have a look on the videos. But first thing I did when I got home was strip off the line off this reel. I bought it off the bay. Got it. The line was already on there, but it's awful line. It's dry and it's all got spirals in it, and it's just not on the reel right. So the first thing I did when I got home was strip that horrible line off and put some decent Shimano 6-pound line on. Okay, I've moved pegs. I've come about 50 yards downstream towards the bridge, towards the bend. It's really deep here and it slows up a lot. There's a nice fallen tree to my right that sticks out, and there's somebody just on the other side of the tree fishing. But I was surprised how deep it is here. And it's not too weedy, there's long sort of like strandy bits of weed, but the float is running through. I can get a nice glide through really nicely. But it's very deep, probably about 11 foot deep. I should be coming back to this peg shortly, because it really lends its hand. You can get a nice cast in. It's been cleared away, plenty of people fish this. But you could run a nice 3-4 BB stick float through here. Nice delicate 3-pound main line and a 2.8-pound Silstar hook link, little 16 or 18 hook and single maggot, double maggot. It lends its hand to this perfectly, and I just wonder what you can get out of it. So that is a thing for another day.
Just get a bit of spice nduja paste. I've got a 10mm wafter. I'm just going to mould it. Leave a bit of hook showing. Lovely. We'll get this cast in. Just going to plop it in the hole under the tree. This is my favourite peg, guys. There's an old metal works down there and a tree. Plenty of fish topping here. a nice steady glide. Put a depth on that. Really deep on this inside bit. There's a big deep hole down here where there's some metal works. I sailed away and I missed it. On the bottom. Shallow up a touch. Got a bag of ground bait here. There's loads of chopped prawns and mussels in there. Bit too close. Let's get another one in. Yeah. Better. Right. Try and get myself organised. Just in case. Put that there. Put it here, ready, hopefully. Shut the car. gauger in my pocket. Hopefully I can find somewhere to put my stool. If I don't sink in. That'll do nicely. Only one thing left. Add water. Oh, that scum's moving in. I don't like the look of that.
Yeah, the mill's looking very, very low. I've never known it in all my years it's been this low. Where I'm standing now, up to the embankment's normally underwater. It's a good 4 foot down, 5 foot down, very shallow. A lot of weed this year. Yeah, it's not good. If the slightly younger generation don't know what the river's supposed to be like or what it used to be like, when I first moved to Norwich about 25 years ago, I used to come down here all the time with my chest waders and get in. So much deeper. It was all full of gravel. You couldn't get a bank stick in. It was just solid gravel. Now if you try to wade out, you'd be up to your knees, if not more, in silt. It's just so low and silty, it needs dredging out. It's a shame to see the river, because before it was a fantastic peg for chub and barbel, and that's where you used to come in the summer, and they used to lay their eggs in the gravel, and you could stand in quite comfortably in your chest waders and run a stick float down the river. It used
Quite
to be fantastic.
shallow. The water's way
Them
down.
days are gone, sadly. But, for the younger generation, yeah, that's what it used to be like.
Probably have to wait till
When
dark.
the British Waterways used to look after the rivers, and now it's all privatised. Sadly, it's all
I don't
gone.
think it can come out of their haunts just yet.
Again, nothing on that evening. So this is the following day. I've come to the back mill. We're walking through the fields to the mill at the back of Helsden and the section downstream, and let's hope for a bit more luck. Yeah, this year I've really fallen back in love with just grabbing a rod or two, your landing net, unhooking mat, my rucksack with very basic bits of terminal tackle and a little bit of bait, and just walking up and down and roving the river and finding out new swims and new sections and digging your way through the undergrowth, and just getting back to how fishing used to be years and years ago, when you had to just get out there and find places. Just absolutely loving it, and the quest will go on till we find and get a big chub. But absolutely loving it this year, and doing plenty of evening sessions after work, and that's what it's all about. Alright guys, I'm back out again. It's 8 o'clock, it's the next day. I've come to the back pool. I'll spin you around in a minute. I want to fish peg 2 to my right, but there's 2 lads in there. They're not fishing, they're not jumping in and swimming, which is a good thing, so I'm hoping they'll be leaving in a little bit. So I've just come up to 2 pegs to the left. And I've just put a tiniest bit of bait in, a bit of hemp, a bit of sweet corn, and I've just put on 8mm wafter wrapped in spicy Nduja paste. I'm just going to sit and wait, and hopefully, as I say, they clear off in a little bit. Just cast it under that tree over there. I'll just put about a dozen bits of corn just before here so it sinks down under that branch, and some hemp up here as well so it flows down. It's quite deep. So I'm going to try and stay quite stealthy and low. Just wait for half an hour, hopefully 45 minutes. I think they're just having a few J's. Unfortunately, they're not swimming and wrecking it. So. Some people sat in a canoe to my left around the bush there. I don't know what they're up to. They might be down in a minute. But I suppose what's to be expected, start of the season on the river. Just hope we don't get any bloody paddle boarders coming up here. But there's no point me sort of like, I've got a float rod here, but rather than casting in and out and in and out and trying to wrecking the swim while it's bright, we'll have to chub and some perch and hopefully a few small barbel after dark. I'm not going to put a load of noise into the peg and keep running the float through, because I know from experience that you don't need a lot of bait in here. Just got to find the right area. Just missed that one. Oh, I just missed that one. Damn it. I just put a great big lobworm on, getting loads of fast raggy bites. I missed 2 or 3, but they're just small fish smashing at it, just like that. I'm just waiting for the tip to slam round. I've sort of like threaded it on 5 or 6 times just so they don't pull it off the hook. I want that tip to fly around and stay around. Nah, they're just tiny little fish pecking away at it. Okay guys, I hope you can see me alright. Oh. Okay, it's about 8:20. Those guys are just gone, so I'm going to jump in that peg in a minute. I'll just quickly show you the bait. I've got just a small little Tupperware, sealable Tupperware tub. Oh, sounded like something jumping out there. And it's got a few little bits and pieces. It just took like, you know, a small handful of each. Got a couple of slices of bread, small bag of sweet corn, some prawns, some diced up meat, the spicy Nduja paste, or spicy Nduja sausage. Mixture of sizes in there. I'll put that on in a bit, I think, because it's really tough and the paste is getting ragged off. Got my Nduja paste and blue cheese paste in there. Blue cheese paste. Little bag of hemp and wheat in there. A little bag of casters. It's a bit of ground bait, but I don't think I'm going to use that. A few red maggots. And a load of worms. And that's it. I'm still getting loads of fast raggy bites on the worm. Right, they've disappeared off now, so I'm going to head off with the other swim. It's literally 10 yards. I'm just going to try a prawn. I'm just going to flick it. It's a shame because this tree's come down. There used to be a big hole there before we can get underneath, but it's just going to have to go in that hole over there.
9:10. About 50 minutes, it should be getting dark. I knew I should have brought a coffee, but so it was 25 degrees when I got here. I don't want to put too much bait in. I've just been putting a few bits of corn and hemp and wheat in there. I don't want to feed them up. I just want to get a bit of scent in the water, a bit of attraction, that's it. There's a quiver and a line bite there. There's only chub down there, they can't resist a bit of spicy meat. Luncheon meat, anything like that. Or chub are just greedy. They'll eat anything. From slugs to crickets to wasps, all your grubs. I've even had chub on chips. I have. We used to chuck them, come home from the chipping when we was young, in a little stream. We used to chuck chips in, and the chub used to eat them. Gobstoppers, we used to, the little gobstoppers, colour ones. I think those are. We was about 15. That was our first incarnation of boilies. Bacon, you name it. Chub will eat anything. I'm going to get some more hemp in, I think. Keep them grubbing around. What I'm doing as well, casting it over that branch, because if I cast it into the hole, it's going to come down here. So casting it upstream. It's just going to go through there into the water. So it'll fall through the tree and come down. And just 1 or 2 bits of corn, not a lot. Again, into the trees, I'm not bothered, because I don't want it to corn slow sink and drift down. That's enough. I wish I had a coffee, but all I bought with me is some ice cold water. But it'll do. Still a bit of ice in it. Right, I need to get organised before it gets dark. Find my head torch. I won't be giving it too late, 11 o'clock the maximum, because I was up at 5:30 this morning for work. Come home, had a shower, something to eat, a couple of coffees and just to lie down and just sort of, not a snooze, but just lie down and rest for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then straight, everything was in the car. Just picked up my bait and left the house at 7, about 7:15. Couple of nice liners there, just vibrating on the line. Find the starlight, get that on the tip in a minute. Fantastic, eh? Beats sitting indoors in front of a screen. This is my TV screen. Try a bit of blue cheese paste, absolutely humming. It's got a bit of Stilton in there, bin and blue, parmesan, cheddar, cheese oil, some bread. I'll just wrap the pellet in it. I'm just having the hook point just exposed a bit. That'll do. Let's get this in. Go easy because it's quite soft. Sorry. Bingo. Exactly where I want it. If there's any chub around, they must smell that stinky blue cheese. I've just washed my hands in the water and it's still humming. I just use a couple of slices of bread, break it up into cubes, salt, a little touch of mustard, loads of blue cheese, parmesan, cheddar, a little touch of oil. Just keep kneading it for 20 minutes. It forms a really nice smooth ball. Wash my hands and all the oil, you can see all the oil come off on my hands. It's oozing scent out there. If I do get a bite on this, it will be a slam round. That will just pull the rod off the rake. Okay, it's 10 to 9 on the back pool of the River Wensum. Just cast out a prawn, size 6 hook. Right, I hope you see me guys. 10 o'clock, starting to lose the light. We're going to get a bite. So I'm trying to keep an eye on my rod tip. Suspect to be back now. It's just recast, but being a donut, I forgot to put the starlight on. So I'll give it 10 minutes. I've just taken that hook link off. But virtually identical one on, but without a hair and a band. And just gone for 3 pieces of sweet corn. See if that brings anything. I haven't done this for a long time. I wish I'd do it more actually. It's lovely watching the sunset, so peaceful. Not a soul around. Fishing into the night. It's been too long. I shall definitely be doing more and more of it this year. Started to push myself this year. Do a lot more evening sessions. There's a few more places I want to fish. Right down the bottom of Drayton Road on the bend is a big tree. That used to be a fantastic spot. But anywhere along here, early morning into first light, or dusk into night, when you get the big bites, chub and stuff. There are days in the autumn and stuff when there's a bit of more a lot more water in the river and a lot more flow. In the dark moody days you'll get fish all day long, but June, July, August, when it's clear, bright, sunny, it's been up to 26 again today. Yesterday was 27. The river's low and clear. They just hide up in all them trees over there and sunbathe and get out of the sun and predation and all the rest of it. Guess if you want the rewards, you've got to put the hard work in and effort in. But it's never guaranteed. Next time I bring it in, I'll put this on. I'm surprised it still works. It's been in my box floating about for the last about 10 years. I thought, oh, is it going to work still? But yeah, still in the packet, so. And I'll get back and I'll put it in the freezer. Someone says it slows it down or stops it until it comes out again. So we'll give it a try. But if it works again, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I've had it for the last 10 years. Okay, I'm going to try a big piece of worm. I've just gone down to a lot lighter lead, just a 1 ounce lead. Put the old starlight on as well. Probably not getting anything. Can't even see the starlight on this camera. Okay guys, it's 11:15. I have a bit of a big rattle or line bite on the worm, but nothing developed. So last cast, I thought I'd bring it in, pellet, spicy Nduja paste, and sit and wait. It's going to be one bite, one fish if we get one. I can't turn the head torch on because if I do, I get a face full of midges. I get attacked as soon as I put the light on. Just about losing the light. Another 20 minutes and we'll be done. It's just all about getting out and trying, I suppose. Getting out, trying. That's all you can do. One day you will prevail. Might not be today. Might not be tomorrow. Come on, we just want one bite. One bite. The spicy Nduja paste never fails. Okay, I'm all done. I'm back at the car. It's 11:30. Very quiet. Surprisingly quiet. Yeah, one big liner, but tried everything. Sweet corn, Nduja paste, blue cheese paste, pellet, worm. Didn't feed a lot. Just mainly hemp and some wheat and occasional castor and occasional sweet corn. It's very low, very clear. I was speaking to the 2 lads that was in the peg. He said he's been down for a week, but he's been fishing it in a day. He had nothing all day yesterday and the day before, but he had a couple of big chub from that peg 2 or 3 days ago. But the water's dropped again. It's very clear, whether it's been over pressured or what, but it's very silty as well, and a lot of sort of like streamer weed coming back on the hook. So I think next time I will be back because I know it's a good peg, but it needs a bit of water in it. It needs some flow in it, but it needs a good rake out as well.
last year after the big heavy rains and throughout winter and that was back down to the gravel. But when I got there today and had a look along, there's occasional patches of gravel, but they're still getting silted up. And he was saying he's been in the day and cooling off and swimming and that, and he said, you know, there's certain places that he's nearly up to his knees, or if he stands still he was sinking into the silt. So yeah, it needs dredging out again. It needs a good rake out, clear the weed, get back to the gravel, and probably come back once we've had a bit of rain, after a bit of when it's fining down. But we'll keep trying, and I'll just put all these videos together until I catch something. So second session, but no fish. But I'm not deterred. I'm not downhearted, downbeaten. That's what it's all about. I know it's not going to be easy. It's just finding them. It's just finding them and getting the conditions right. So for another night, take care. All the best. I'll see you again next time.
Well guys, I just got down here, sweating. I had to keep a jumper on, a bit jungle warfare, absolutely stung to buggering. This used to be a fantastic peg many years ago when I used to fish it for chub and that. There used to be a big overhanging willow tree in the river, but that's gone. But it looks a nice deep steady glide all the way down there. I'm just going to start off with a stick float, just catapult, a little bit of hemp, a little bit of maggot on the hook, and we'll just see what we can catch. And then later on, when it starts to get dark and into dark, I've got my feeder rod, I'll set that up, start introducing a bit of sweet corn. I'll put a bit of sweet corn on the hook, pellet, paste, whatever. We'll just see and sit and wait and hope for a chub at night, fingers crossed. Right, let's get set up. Okay guys, I'm all set up. That took about 5 minutes. I've literally got the bare minimum. 2 rods, we're both set up at home, just ready to put together. I've got a tiny bit of bait. Rod, got my Shakespeare Mac 2 12-foot barbel rod, 1 3/4 ounce quiver section in there, that's for later on. Tub of hemp with some wheat, pint of maggots, half a tin of corn, which I've just opened at home, just put that in there. Little terminal tackle box, some stick floats, weights, hooks, blah blah blah, all the rest of it. And in here I've got some paste, Naduja paste, blue cheese paste, some prawns, some spicy meat, and I thought I'd try these. I've been knocking about in the sea fishing box. I've got some mussels there, once they thaw out a bit. They're for later on tonight. And my waggle rod's there. I haven't set that up yet, but I just need to put it together. You're starting with a 3BB stick float. We'll give it a plumb up, and then we'll get some casters and maggots, catapult with him. Okay, got a 30 gram or 35 gram plummet there. It's going to be a bit tricky between these trees, but we'll get it plumbed up. It's got a 11 foot Shakespeare Omni, 3000 reel, 3 pound Maxima line, 2.8 pound Maxima hook link. Size 18 cannons and B530. Oh, obviously need to add a bit of depth. I don't want to go too deep. Oh, plummet's in my pocket. I just want that, where those leaves are sort of flowing along, that's where I want to be. Not too far across. That's too far. About there. Just got to watch that trigger. Might be a bit of a tricky cast. I'm just going to start introducing a bit of bait. It's a really tricky cast. I've got to clear all of this here. Put my pad down so I can kneel down so I can get a cast. I'm not going to put a lot in, just to introduce a bit of hemp. Probably just going to go halfway, just over, because there's the branches here and it makes it really tricky. I ain't going to put a lot of bait in, that's going to be enough for now. I've got to clear all this, got a nail down there, cast it in that hole. Just starting with a single red maggot. Hopefully. Hi. Well, it's the start, guys, of sorts. Tiny minnow. But it's not. It's Mr. Gudgeon with his barbels. A tiny barbel. Oh. Let's try double white maggot. That went a bit further than I was expecting. I've got to really crouch down and keep the rod sort of down. I'll show you how I'm casting. A bit precarious. And I'm not sure one of them's probably going to go in the tree. But it's the one here that's the problem. That's the problem, one up there. More of a punch cast. As long as we can get sort of mid-river, I'm happy, because that's where I'm feeding. Mid-river to just over. That's a bit short of that one, but this is what it's all about though, isn't it? No manicured pegs, no rocking up to carp commercials, and oh, there's a bit of a, oh, that sailed away, sort of disappear right under. Climbing through bushes and over trees and falling logs and stinging nettles and just getting out somewhere a bit wild. come back up. And again. And we're in. Here we're in. It's like a... Right, let's take a seat. Lovely chublet. Look at that. Not scale out of place. You wanted them maggots. Come on, fella. Right, we'll get you slip back. Yes, Aisworth, Shakespeare Omni 11-foot max rod, 3000 reel, £3 maximum line, 2.8, that's Sill Star line. I've got 2 number 8 stots there, and 4 number 1s, which is a 3BB stick. This is the old school, ultra big stick. Nice shoulder on it, so you can hold it back a bit. Let's get a little bit of bait in. Not as much this time. A few maggots, a few bits of hemp. You never know, we might start building the peg up a little bit and some bigger critters might start coming along in a little bit. Well, I'll go for 2 white maggots again. I've got some turmeric on there and some star anise. Ground aniseed. Smell like aniseed twists. Wish I could sit down, but yeah, we'll just get a little bit of bait in. I'm gonna have to get myself a little bit more organised somehow in a minute. I don't want to overfeed the peg. I just want a few bits and pieces trickling in. Right, let's get casting again. I just turned the camera off there. Had another cast. It's not massive, but it's a promising start. Absolutely stunning. Absolutely. Look at that. How mint is that? That is scale perfect. Look at the colours on that. Brassy flank, the dark back. Look at that for a chublet. He's never seen a hook in his life. Absolutely beautiful. Stunning condition. He's woofed them maggots down. Get the dish towards you. I've got my hooks come out, even better. Yes, it has. Oops, sorry guys. I mean, it's not the biggest chub in the world, but it's one of the most beautiful, isn't it? Right, let's get it slipped back. You have to be careful here, it's so deep. When I put this, that's like a 14-foot Browning rod rest. And it's gone all the way down. Off it goes. Well, that was worth getting stung all over for, I'm sure. 3 fish in 3 casts. What more can you ask? Right, let's get casting again. Let's start putting that bait in. Again, I'm just going to now just a pinch at a time. Pinch at a time. I'm talking, you know, that much. Might be even brave in a minute, put a little bit of corn on, see what's about. I just hope I've got strong enough gear on this rod. I've got to be careful of the tree down there, that chub, sort of like a branch. Might see if I can reach out from a landing net, because I went straight under there, and any big chub just knows where every obstruction and structure is. He'll get it fine somewhere. Another lovely chublet. Oh, just hooked on sweet corn. I didn't feed any, just hemp, a few casters. 4 fish, 4 chucks. So I'll stick with the maggots for the time being, that they're catching anyway. I'll try sweet corn in a little bit. I've only got a size 18 Amazon B530. So I found the sort of like the smallest bit of grain of corn I could find. But I'm just going to stick with double white maggot. A lot of canoeists and paddle boarders, but we'll persevere. Not a lot of maggots, about 10 maggots. Weird that was coming in, I don't know why. Literally on my bottom. Get that. That's a bit of cat. That's better. There's a lot more flow there. There's a bite. Missed it. First one we missed. Can't have them all. Check them maggots if they're any good. That float's sitting lovely. It really is. Nice glide. Better check the bait, I think. Another lovely, stunning little chublet. Things are very promising for the future. They grow up to be big uns. It seems to slow down a little bit, but so I'm just going to be very cautious with the feed. Keep a little bit going in, but I'm going to grab a coffee. But what a fantastic start. You know, after the last couple of sessions, I just thought I'm just fishing way too heavy. Too big a float, bigger line and all the rest of it, just, you know, going for solely for chub. But in the daytime they're like ghosts, and as soon as that bit of darkness come, they come out their haunts. So I just thought I would just go for anything, and it's paid off in spades at the minute. A fantastic venue tucked away, and if you know where it is, keep it quiet, because you know, if you know, you know. I don't mind sharing certain locations, but nice little pegs like this, tucked away on the Wensum, it's nice to keep it to yourself, because, you know, if you take the time out and go and scour the banks and have a rummage through the undergrowth and see what you can find, you know, all good, you know, the best on you, because put the hard work in and you get your rewards. You don't always want to share it with everyone, but you can tell with all the sirens and the noise and all the rest of it, we ain't far from the city, so on the outskirts, so you can do your own homework. Right, let's carry on. I'm going to get a coffee. Let's have a bit of a re-rig, because I caught that tree. I lost the hook link, which is not a bad thing because it was too long, and the stots on it, I couldn't move them down. So the one thing I didn't bring was any spare hook links, so I've just gone direct to £3, and I put a number 6 shot, put the bulk a little bit further spaced, but same hook, Camazon, size 18 Camazon B530, nice little minnow. Oh, I might put my jumper back on just to save me getting bitten by mozzies. Oh, and I'm getting stung to buggering. The cast is a bit of I can't go over my head because of that. I've got to get it in between that one and that one. So it's a bit, putting the rod to the side a bit, getting it between this bit and pushing it straight out. But so many sticky uppy bits. This cake is going to be well manicured, time I think of it. I want all this down and all. Literally cake sitting on my knees, on the bug. Got rid of the rod rest as well, because in case the hook kept getting caught on it. Put that in later. You have to watch the striking as well. Keep it low. Another fat gudgy. Well, it's time to get some bait in and a coffee. Slightly smaller rod would be ideal, I think. 9-footer. Maggot's a good day. Get some bait in, have a coffee, and I'm just going to have a replumb. I don't think I'm deep enough. kept putting some depth on because I didn't want to replumb and spook the peg, so but I've just taken an inch off. I had another 3 gudgeon, and I got done twice on the corn, a bit finicky on the corn at the minute. Tiny little chublet, double white maggot. I've cut back on the hemp and started feeding a few more maggots. Seem to spark the peg off again. But I'm just hooking them through the skinny tail end, because I'm only on a size 18 hook. I want as much hook point showing as I can. And I just sort of like stood on this branch a bit and got my landing net, and got rid of that branch that was sticking over, and give all this a good cut back, and so far so good. That there. Just going to keep a little bit of hemp going in, but more maggots now. Only about a dozen. But I'm feeding the maggots, because it's quite deep actually, pretty much straight in front of me. Give them time to settle. Well, I just had another little gudgeon and another little blake, but stingies. Done something really daft. I was in a bit of a hurry when I got home. Had my dinner. I got home, put my phone on charge. Had my dinner, sorted some tackle out. Straight out, got down here. Well, left my mobile in my bedroom, haven't I? So I have got no idea what the time is. But I left the house at about 6 o'clock, so I guess it'd be dark about 10, so I'm going on that, so probably give it a try and guess an hour. I've just been along here, I've put some junk behind me, and I put some visual markers on so I can find my way out. Although I've got my floodlight with me, my head torch, so it shouldn't be too bad. Right, let's get casting again. Good. Just find this water. Another nice little chub. Yeah. The reason why I'm sort of like going half to almost 2/3 of the way is, if you notice the way the float is, we've got this bend here, so the river's running and the natural flow is sort of like almost not pushing in, but it's going in a straight line towards that where that platform is, so it's almost pushing in. So I don't go feed too far over or cast too far over. It's a lot shallower there. The float keeps lifting up and bobbing. There's some obviously reeds, or it just starts to shallow up a bit. But literally where that tree line is, where all the leaves and everything is going down, that big bit there, that's about ideal where I want it, because that goes in a straight line. And that's the entrance of where those lilies, reeds are sticking up on the corner, that's the line it takes. But every single fish has been absolutely immaculate. I don't know if I've ever been caught. There's a big fish jumping down there. Well, I'm guessing it must be about 8:30, 8 o'clock-ish. Well, let's just carry on. There's some fish topping. That's what I was trying to feed here, and then those maggots are going to trickle down. Well, I've got that bite there. Start those trees, that's where I'm expecting to catch. I'm going to finish my coffee. Loving it. What a nice evening. We've had a bit of rain as well last night and the night before. That's probably put a little bit of colour and a bit of water in the river. I was thinking about going to the back mill, but probably going to stay here and get feeder down. Just put a bomb down and start feeding a little bit more heavy after dark with corn and sweet corn, cactus and maggots. So just putting a 35 gram little Preston maggot feeder, the hemp and maggots in there. Bit of Naduja paste wrapped round a 8mm wafter and a big size 4 hook. Side work we've got WhatsApp around. You have that bait runner fairly tight, but obviously not too tight. Don't want to lose the rod because big chub is a wang and bite. We'll get some sweet corn catapulted a little bit upstream. Not too much. That's better. Bought my Starlight with me. I put it in the freezer. It's been in the freezer about a week or two. It was working. Glowing really bright. So putting them in the freezer, guys, save yourself some money. Be a tight git. I don't know where I got that, heard it from, but might have been the old Graham from Totally Awesome. Yeah, put them in the freezer because I only used it for about an hour. Stops the chemical reaction. Take it out of the freezer when you want to go again. Blinding. Might even stick it back in the freezer. But I've got another one with me, another packet, so just in case. I'll carry on with the stick float on maggot for a bit and persevere and see if we can get a few more nice chublets, little chublets, or some dace, rather than the old pesky gudgeon and bleak and minnows and stuff. I'll keep feeding. It might just I'll probably give it a rest for 5-10 minutes just to settle the swim down, because I say them fish all absolutely pristine condition and scale perfect, no nips, no marks, no bite marks, no scales missing or anything like that. So probably never seen a hook and be a bit ultra wary, especially if there's a float plopping in all the time and noise and that, and probably not used to too much bait going in. That's why probably that initial 3 or 4 runs with them chublets, a bit free food for them, but they're probably quickly wised up to the fact that something's not quite right with the amount of free offerings going on. Feeding time at the zoo, time to get the jumper on. We're just catching gudgeon and bleak and stuff, so I think we've had our fun on the float. So before it gets dark, must be about 8:30, no idea, guessing 9 o'clock. I'll put this away. We'll concentrate on the feeder, because the bite will just come out of the blue, and if I'm not paying attention I'm going to miss it. So I'll get set up and move this feeder rod in front of my chair so it's right in front of me, so I can, any bite I can just strike straight into it. So I'm messing around with this. So I've got to go the other side of my rod to cast it. If I do get a bite, I can't strike with this being in my left hand. So it's going to get messy, so we'll put this away. We've had plenty of fish. A couple of dozen fish. Those initial nice chub, baby chublets, and probably the biggest one's only 10 ounces, but it's nice to see that now the light's fading, let's hope for something a little bit bigger. Okay, well, we've still got a bit of light. Thought I'd bring it in and just check it, but there's quite a lot of silty weed on it. I thought I'd cast it a little bit too close and a bit too far downstream. Well, I'm going to go in that deep hole before it starts to shallow up again, pretty much 45 degrees where that big tree is. I've filled it up with, I've changed the hook link as well. Just got for a £6 hook link, size 10 Amazon animal hook, and 2 bits of corn, and just loaded it up with mainly maggots and a bit of hemp. Put the starlight on as well. Let's try and get this cast in. Just into the hole in the middle, where it's a bit faster before it starts to shallow and slow up a bit. So don't get the hook caught. I've got a bit of a lock in there, bit of a run, and about 2 foot hook link. Got the starlight on, little bit far down, but I wanted it a bit closer, but it'll do for now. That's the line I want it. Nice golden oak crumble. No coffee. Done for him. Not too long. I'll save that for later. Come on, one decent job. I know what it's like on the Wensum, when you least expect it. There's no warning, it's normally just a slam round. You've got to be paying attention. Rod's there, just grab it. I don't know if you can see, but the river's coming alive with fish topping now. There's been a couple of big fish jumping in them lilies behind that tree there. There's so many fish topping. I'm just keeping the bait going in little and often. A little bit of hemp, a few maggots, a few grains of corn. Just drip feeding it over the top every 3 or 4 minutes. Just trying to keep a bit of feed going in. Sitting and waiting. There's fish topping everywhere. Pigeons have come home to roost. So. It's the witching hour. It's nice and warm though. I bought a little jacket because when I got home from work there was a stiff cool breeze, but it's dropped and probably still about 22 degrees. So. We're in the trees, we're nice and protected. Not a breath of wind here. Just going to give it a couple more minutes, bring it in and have a recast. Just want to get it in the right spot before it gets dark. I think that was still a little bit further downstream. Be back a sort of like another 4 foot, 5 foot. Say into that hole in the middle. Might just try an underarm swing with the bomb on. You can be a bit more accurate. So I don't think we really need a swim feeder. I'm catapulting anyway. It might be a little bit less obtrusive. 2 or 3 really big line bites there. The rod tip's shaking away. I just put 4 catapults of hemp in and about a dozen bits of corn. Three times that tip's rattled, not bounced backwards and forwards like a fish, just rattling. Big fish in the area. Cast it out again, it was right in that hole. And bang on, just a gentle lob. There's no weed on the last one, which is a good sign. Come on, wash the line. You bullies. 3 young males by the look of it. And the old bats are starting to come out. Seen a few whizzing on by. I'll just watch my rod. Alright guys, I don't know if you can see me. I'm all done. What's the time? 10 past 11. So give it a good hour, an hour and 10 minutes into dark. Not a touch. Those liners, I found out that culprits were bats flying into the line. Tried paste, tried sweet corn. And in the end I just put on like 6 or 7 maggots on a size 10. And I was expecting to get ragged to hell, but it was out 15 minutes and came back, not a sign. The maggots were fine, no bites. It had gone dead. I don't know if I overfed it or something. Bright orange eyes went by. I expect it was an otter or something like that, a mink who was in the water and then diving down. But plenty of fish on the stick float. A good session, and maybe it's worth of a waggler or somehow getting a starlight on a stick float and doing that into dark. So that'll be for another session. But plenty of fish, nothing massive, but it's good signs for the future anyway. Plenty of chublets, dace, gudgeon, bleak, and all the rest of it. So just a shame there was nothing a little bit bigger, but that's the way it goes. We got out, we caught fish, give it a go somewhere new, and it's nice just to get away from off the beaten track. And I am stung to hell, bitten to hell, mozzies everywhere, my ankles, my arms, and I've got work in the morning. So all the best, tight lines. I hope you can see me. Apologies if you can't. If not, I'll have a look at the footage and do it again, do a sign off when I get home. Right, take care guys, all the best, bye for now, I'll see you again next week, and keep subscribing because we're very nearly at 1,000 subscriptions and it's all free, so come and join the Norfolk Fishing channel. I'm glad to have you on board. Take care, all the best, cheerio.